Hey guys, come on downstairs. We're playing Minnesota Twins franchise. It's MLB The Show 18. This is episode number 123. We've got a 3-game series towards the end of the month of May against the Cleveland Indians. And we will be at home at Target Field for this 3-game set against the Tribe. The Tribe come into this one at 20 and 28. We sit at 27 and 21, and this is game number 49 of the regular season. The Tribe batting order: Francisco Lindor, Naquin, Michael Brantley, Jason Kipnis batting cleanup, Justin Turner at third base, Carlos Santana, Yan Gomes, Jankowski, and Abraham Almonte. Our batting order: Byron Buxton, Bonifacio batting second, Rosario, Sano, Luis Valbuena, Devin Mesoraco, James Loney at first, Jorge Polanco at short and batting eighth, and Jace Peterson batting ninth and playing second base. Jose De Leon is our starting pitcher in this one. He's making his third start. He's 0-1, a 6.75 ERA. In 8 innings, he has given up 8 hits and a walk. Chris Medlin will go for the Tribe, making his 10th start. He's 2-5 with a 3.68 ERA, 51 and a third innings, giving up 52 hits, 15 walks to 26 strikeouts, and a 1.31 whip. And we'll get things started off here in the first inning with the bases loaded and 2 outs, and Devin Mesoraco at the plate with 5 home runs on the year and 10 RBIs, trying to make a dent in the scoreboard in the first inning, but he gets it off the end of the bat, and Tyler Naquin retires him out in center field. At the end of the first inning, we have no score. We go to the second. Travis Jankowski with runners on the corners and 1 out. He's batting .204 on the year. Here's the delivery from Jose De Leon, and Jankowski grounds it to short, on to second. Here's the turn. The relay's not in time, and Jankowski grounds into the fielder's choice, but gets the RBI. In the middle of the second, the Indians have jumped out in front 1-0. On to inning number 4. De Leon facing Jason Kipnis with nobody on, nobody out. And De Leon, who struggled a little bit in the first few innings, trying to find the release point on the slider, has finally found it here in the fourth. He gets Kipnis to strike out swinging. Up next is third baseman Justin Turner with a 1-2 count. Justin Turner also gets baited into swinging at the slider off the plate. Middle of the fourth inning is still 1-0, Indians with the lead. On to the fifth inning now. Eddie Rosario batting .267 on the season. On an 0-2 count with 1 out from Medlin, and Rosario gets a breaking ball out over the plate, and he lifts it to the opposite field. It gets over Michael Brantley's head and into the seats. At the end of 5, the Twins have come back to even the score up at 1 apiece. And we move on to inning number 6. Yan Gomes, 2 for 2. He's a .221 batter so far on the season. A 1-2 count, and we've got 2 outs here. And again, the slider gets Yan Gomes to swing and miss. And Jose De Leon has had a very good outing here through 6, giving up 1 run and 5 hits. 7th inning, Fernando Abad comes on. His average versus left-handed batters is .357, and he is our left-handed specialist, and that is not what we like to see from our left-handed specialist. So he's on to face Tyler Naquin, a left-handed batter. With a runner on second and 2 outs, he gets 2 strikes on Naquin, and then Naquin lines a ground ball up the middle for a base hit. The runner comes around to score as the throw is cut off. And that gives the Indians a 2-1 lead in the middle of the 7th. So we are struggling. Fernando Abad struggling against lefties. Kevin Segras on now, making his 19th appearance. He has 13 saves on the year and an ERA of 2 even. And he faces Michael Brantley here with the score still 2-1 in the top of the 9th inning. And Michael Brantley grounds it up the middle. Buxton charging. He was playing fairly deep. And the throw is cut off. And the score is now 3-1 Indians, and that is the way it ends. The Indians get the win in the first game of the series. First time the Indians have beat us this year. The season series sits now at 3-1. Fernando Abad gets the loss. Zach Duke gets the win. Cody Allen would come on for his 13th save for the Indians. Eddie Rosario 1 for 3 with a home run. Michael Brantley 3 for 4 for the Tribe. So we head on to game number 50, the second game of this 3-game series. Our starting lineup will be Buxton, Nunez, Rosario, Sano at cleanup, Valbuena, Devin Mesoraco behind the plate, James Loney at first, Jorge Polanco, and Jace Peterson at second base. And Jose Barrios coming off a very good start in his last outing, making his third start of the year. He's 1-0 with a 2.61 ERA and a 1.26 whip. 10 strikeouts to 1 walk so far on the year, and the batting order that he will face will be Francisco Lindor, Tyler Naquin, Brantley, Kipnis, the cleanup guy, Justin Turner, Carlos Santana in at first base today, Yan Gomes, Travis Jankowski, and Abraham Almonte. On the hill for the Tribe will be Ricky Grant. Making his sixth start, he's 1-3 with a 5.92 ERA, just under 6, and a very high whip of 1.89. We get this one started off in the first inning as well. Jason Kipnis leading the Indians with 8 home runs on the year and 27 RBIs with 2 outs, and he is going to lace one into the left center field gap. That one is going to four-hop the wall. Eddie Rosario chases it down. The runner is rounding third and will score without a throw, and Jason Kipnis gets the Tribe on the board first once again. Luis Valbuena been struggling, hit 10 home runs pretty much in the month of April and has only hit 1 since, and is 1 for his last 16, but he grounds it up the middle. It goes off of the glove of Francisco Lindor, and the run comes in to score on the infield hit by Luis Valbuena. When you're in a slump like he is, you'll take him any way you can get him. And the score's all tied up at 1. Jason Kipnis stepping in now in the top of the third inning with the bases loaded and 1 out. And Jason Kipnis grounds it to the left side. Jorge Polanco on to Jace Peterson at second, and he will turn the double play to get the Twins out of a jam and end the inning with the 1-1 tie intact. Miguel Sano steps in now with bottom of the third inning. 36th pitch from Ricky Grant. And Miguel Sano turns on that one. And look where that one ends up, in the middle deck. Miguel Sano with a solo home run puts the Twins on top after 3 innings by a score of 2-1. We're still in the bottom of the third. And Polanco grounds it up the middle. Beautiful play by Kipnis, and that will end the third inning with a score of 2-1. Great play by Jason Kipnis out there at second base. We skip ahead clear to the 7th inning now. The score, I believe, still 2-1, and Abraham Almonte steps into the box with 2 outs and nobody on. And Almonte drives this one to left field, and it is chased down by Eddie Rosario. Score is still 2-1, and another very good outing for Jose Barrios as he just gives up 2 runs through 7 innings. 8th inning now, Shane Ashley on. His average versus lefties is 103, so we're going to try giving him a chance to be our left-handed specialist. He will face Tyler Naquin, who's 2 for 3 on the day. A runner at first with nobody out and a 2-2 count, and Tyler Naquin drives this one to right field, and that one's going to get over the overhang and into the crowd. A 2-run home run for Tyler Naquin, his second of the season, and that gives the Indians a 3-2 lead. And more lefty-on-lefty trouble for Twins relievers. Shane Ashley now facing Jason Kipnis with a runner on third. Kipnis lines it up the middle for a base hit, and another run comes in to score. It's 4-2 in favor of the Tribe. And once again, the bullpen struggles for us. In game number 50, we fall 4-2 to the Indians. We have a 2-game lead over the Tigers, a 3.5-game lead over the Royals. We are up 5 games over the Indians and 7 games over the White Sox in the American League Central. But we have fallen to 27 and 23. Shane Ashley gets the loss, Tommy Hunter gets the win, and Cody Allen picks up his 14th save. Let's dive deeper into the statistics for Miguel Sano. He's 60 of 194, batting .309, 10 home runs, 36 RBIs, 536 slugging. OPS is 885 in 49 games, 209 plate appearances, 12 walks to 44 strikeouts, 14 doubles, 104 total bases, 2 sac flies, and he's grounded into 9 double plays. No base running stats to speak of. Fielding, he has been in the field for 139 innings, 25 assists, 23 putouts, 3 errors, a fielding percentage of .941. He has played third base and some in right field. Let's look at his splits now versus right-handed pitching. He's batting .319 with 8 home runs, 30 RBIs. Against lefties, he's batting .280 with 2 home runs, 6 RBIs. At home, .282 with 4 home runs and 12 RBIs. On the road, .330 with 6 home runs, 24 RBIs. And with runners in scoring position, he's 17 of 50 and batting .340. Advanced stats, wins above replacement, 0.9. Walk percentage, 5.7%. I'd like to see that come up. Strikeout percentage, 21.1. Like to see that go down. 0.27 walks per Ks, 227 isolated power, 19.4 at bats per home run. That's not bad. Secondary average, 289. Batting runs, 12.6. So he is having a very good year, probably all-star worthy. So we'll have to see as the all-star game approaches how that pans out for Miguel Sano. The starting lineup for game number 3 of the series: Naquin, Turner, Brantley, Kipnis, Lindor, Chisenhall, Gomes, Santana, and Abraham Almonte for the Indians, and Corey Kluber will take the hill. Corey Kluber making start number 10. He's 3-4 with a 3.54 ERA. In 56 innings, he has given up 57 hits. Byron Buxton will lead things off for the Twins. Eduardo Nunez, Eddie Rosario, Miguel Sano at cleanup. Luis Valbuena, Devin Mesoraco, James Loney again at first, Jorge Polanco at short, and Emilio Bonifacio will take over second base and give Jace Peterson a rest. Kyle Gibson goes for us, making his 11th start. He's 5-5 with a 3.23 ERA in 61 and a third innings. So far this season, he has been a workhorse. Luis Valbuena, 1 for 7 in the series with a pair of strikeouts with the bases loaded and 1 out. And Valbuena lifts this one high into center field. Tyler Naquin coming over, runner tagging at third. Here comes the throw from Naquin. It's going to be cut off, and the relay is not in time. Eduardo Nunez slides across for the game's first run, and at the end of the first inning, the Twins lead 1-0. We go to the second inning in this one. Yan Gomes batting .213 with 3 home runs, 13 RBIs. He steps in, facing Kyle Gibson. Runner on second with 2 outs, and he grounds it up the middle. Runner is going to round third and score easily. And the throw kind of comes into nobody in the middle of the diamond. But no harm done. It's 1-1. Tribe with the lead with the Twins coming to bat in the bottom of the second inning. We'll move to the third inning now. Justin Turner batting .277, a pair of home runs and 16 RBIs on the year. With a runner on second and 1 out. And he hits it to the right side. And I don't know if the animation didn't kick in there or what, but it gets past second baseman Emilio Bonifacio, and the Indians pick up another run. Go into the fourth inning, it's 2-1 in favor of the Tribe. Jason Kipnis now. Stepping in from the left side, he's going to face Kyle Gibson. Here comes the delivery from Gibson, and it is lined up the third baseline. Kipnis is rounding first. He's going to try to turn this one into a double. Here comes Eddie Rosario. He gets it into second in time to get Jason Kipnis out. At the end of the fourth, the Tribe still leads at 2-1. On to inning number 5. Tyler Naquin, batting .331 on the year. He's 0 for 1, though, on the day. Does have a walk and a stolen base. A runner on third with 2 outs, and Naquin grounds it up the middle. He has been a productive hitter for the Indians in this series, and that gives the Tribe a 3-1 lead in the middle of the fifth. Indians looking to repay the favor that the Twins gave them and sweep them here on their home turf. Kenny Vargas comes in to pinch hit now, with 2 outs in the bottom of the 6th inning, a runner on second, and Vargas drives it up the middle for a base hit. The relay's not in time, and the Twins cut into that 3-1 lead. It's now 3-2 as Kenny Vargas gets the RBI single. And that is the way the score would hold through the 7th inning. We move on to the 8th now. Brian Shaw, a 2.87 ERA, 2-2 on the year, facing Eddie Rosario, who's batting .266. Eddie Rosario with nobody on, nobody out, a 2-2 count. And he lifts this one high to center field. Tyler Naquin's going back of the track. He looks up. That one is going to go into the grass in center field. A solo home run for Eddie Rosario in the bottom of the 8th. Ties up the game at 3. The Twins trying to salvage a win in this series and keep from getting swept by the Indians. We move on to the 9th inning now. Bottom of the 9th, Kenny Vargas came in to pinch hit. This will be his second at bat of the game, a 2-1 count with nobody on, nobody out. Still facing Brian Shaw of the Indians. Here comes the 2-1 delivery from Shaw, and Kenny Vargas is going to send us home. Kenny Vargas, the first walk-off home run of the season for the Twins. And that will keep us from getting swept in this series. And we keep a season series lead of 4-2 after the 4-3 victory. We have a 3-game lead over the Tigers, who are 24-25, 4.5 over the Royals, 6 over these Indians, and 7 over the Chicago White Sox. Let's take a look at the American League standings. At this point of the season, to close out this episode, the Yankees 5.5 games over the Red Sox and the Rays. We lead the Tigers by 3, the Royals by 4.5, the Rangers 7 over the Angels and 8 over the A's, 10.5 over the Astros, 13.5 over the Mariners. And we will play those Astros next. They are Jose Altuve-less, as he was picked up by the Angels in the offseason. In the National League, the Washington Nationals a 5-game lead over the Fightin' Phils. The Pirates a half a game over the Cardinals. The Cubs only 3 games back. The Brewers only 3.5. The Dodgers and the Giants are tied at 29 and 23. The Rockies 3.5 back. The Padres and the Diamondbacks 7 and 9 games back, respectively, out there in the West. So that is Minnesota Twins franchise episode number 123. Next up, we have a 4-game home series against the Houston Astros for episode number 124 here on Mama's Basement Sports Gaming.